Fans of both teams coming in, and I'll tell you, both coaches yesterday asked Rondé if he would somehow suit up for today and help their team.
No chance, Dick. I'm relegated to the booth, and I'm happy up here.
Chip Kelly, he wanted you, and so did Greg Schiano, who had you for a year anyway. The Eagles have won the toss, and they'll get the ball first. And there is Damaris Johnson, who is back deep. And Michael Kanan will have the kickoff duties for the Buccaneers, who are 0-4. And if you ask Chip Kelly, he'll tell you this is not an 0-4 team. In fact, he said they played extremely well in losing to New England. This kick will be returned from 9 yards in the end zone by Johnson. And Johnson is set back. Doesn't even get to the 15-yard line. And it was Spencer Larson, the former Bronco, on the special teams tackle. And a good one indeed.
Tough way to start if you're a Philadelphia Eagle. Look at this hit. Larson, long fullback who doesn't get a lot of chances to hit. Great tackle to start the game.
So Nick Foles, who replaced Vic in the second quarter with a hamstring and went on and finished the Eagles' win over the Giants, starting from the 15-yard line. And Foles screens it out to LeSean McCoy, and McCoy still going. McCoy is into Buccaneer territory. And McCoy finally loses his footing. If he hadn't, he may have gone all the way. That is a 44-yard kickoff return, or first play from scrimmage to start the game, and a great block by Jason Kelce.
Right before this play, there was some confusion on this Bucs defense. Obviously, nobody's out here in the flat to pick up LeSean McCoy on that screen. Huge first play for the Eagles and Nick Foles.
41-yard line of the Bucs. Bryce Brown is the running back. And the pass to Riley Cooper, who's looking to get on track for the Eagles, and he picks up 13 impact players when the Eagles have the ball, and they have plenty.
Yeah, LeSean McCoy's got the best feet in the big business. Look at this matchup right here. If we get it today, it'll be a good one. Deshaun versus Darrelle Revis. Gerald McCoy is probably the most disruptive force on this Tampa Bay Bucs defense.
On a first down, and here is Bryce Brown with the carry off the right side. And Brown getting to the 22-yard line, where Mark Barron, the safety, and Levante David brings him down. Gain of 7 yards. And so the Eagles, with that up-tempo, prolific attack, threatening from the get-go. Bryce Brown remains in the backfield. Did well with McCoy out with a concussion last year. And here is Brown barreling up the middle and gets a first down inside the 20 to about the 18. A 4-yard pickup.
See LeSean McCoy coming back on the field now for the Eagles. This tempo is not going to change. They asked Chip Kelly yesterday if he thought that the heat would be a factor. They keep up this pace all game long. You got to imagine that it might be.
First down on the 18. So the Eagles are in the red zone here on their first possession of the game. And it's a fake handoff. And the pass is broken up right at the 2-yard line. It was intended for Zach Ertz, who's upcoming as a tight end, by Deshaun Goldson, the free safety.
Ertz was actually open early in this pass. You see the sidearm delivery, kind of a late delivery. Deshaun Goldson able to get in there and break up that pass.
Well, this is going to be the big story. Red zone comparison, as the Eagles 30th and the Buccaneers are 2nd. They have a 2nd down and 10, and this pass is caught at the 11-yard line by Damaris Johnson. And Goldson was there again for another tackle, but a good pickup of 7 yards to just outside the 10.
It's one of the confounding stats when you look at this Philadelphia Eagles offense. They have absolutely no problem getting down into the red zone, but to look at that percentage, you almost scratch your head because they're so efficient all over the field other than when they get down inside the 20.
They were there 5 times against the Giants, had to settle for 5 field goals. 3rd down and 2, and this pass is caught. It'll be a first down inside the 5 to Deshaun Jackson, his first catch of the game, and the middle linebacker Mason Foster prevented further damage, but a gain of 5, and it'll be 1st and goal now for the Eagles at the 4. Lining up quickly, Jackson To the bottom part of your picture, to the right.
Yeah, you got this matchup down here, the Revis, Deshaun Jackson.
And here's a quarterback draw and a touchdown. Nick Foles. And a 4-yard touchdown run up the middle by Nick Foles. And it doesn't take long for the Eagles to score first.
Well, I guess this offense isn't going to change much. Nick Foles, new quarterback draw, same thing that Mike Vick would have ran. Had the Bucs on their heels, expecting him to throw the ball in the end zone. And Nick Foles, easy trot for a touchdown.
Alex Henry on for the extra point. And the Eagles lead 7-0, but the center, Jason Kelce, with a big block on the 44-yard run and on the quarterback draw by that man, Nick Foles, who engineered the win last year over the Buccaneers. 7-0.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
And a quick, successful scoring drive by the Philadelphia Eagles. And Matt Barkley active for the first time this year, and Michael Vick is the third quarterback, and Foles engineers that scoring drive and was 4 for 5. And now we'll see how the Buccaneers answer. Jeff Demps, track star, is back. And the Buccaneers will start out on the 20-yard line. And Mike Lennon, who threw a touchdown pass 2 weeks ago against the Arizona Cardinals. A late interception prevented his team from winning. But 24 completions, the most by a Bucs rookie in his NFL debut. When you faced a quarterback playing in his second game, what was your mindset?
Oh, you were licking your chops a little bit, Dick. You know, Mike Lennon actually started that game really well, but when it came to crunch time at the end, you saw some cracks. You're going to have to improve on that today.
And he's going to throw on first down. You indicated that might be the strategy, in the pass incomplete to Vincent Jackson, who's one of our impact players when Tampa Bay has the ball.
Absolutely. You can't talk about the Bucs without talking about Doug Martin, who was their explosive rookie. That squatty running style is great for this offense. Vincent Jackson's their big play guy. He led the league in receiving yards last year. Look for the matchup with him and Kerry Williams today, and Trent Cole, who was switching from D-end to outside linebacker in this new 3-4 scheme. Hasn't had a sack yet, but he is the Terminator. He is relentless.
Second down, and here is Martin trying to go outside, and Martin is stopped at the 21-yard line. So as we enter this game, the 3 burning questions that face us.
Well, we know that he's a rookie. You got to expect him not to be perfect, and he wasn't at the end of last week's game. We'll see how he improves this week coming off the bye. We already got our second one answered. They had problems getting down there, but they were able to score today. They're 30th in the league, but they didn't show it today. And we're going to ask who the real McCoy is today. Probably the 2 best players on either team, the D-tackle Gerald McCoy for the Bucs and running back LeSean McCoy for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Jackson comes out, split to the left on 3rd down and 9. And here's Glennon's pass, and it's knocked down. It was Bradley Fletcher defending against Tyquan Underwood, who's starting in place of Mike Williams, who is injured with a hamstring pull.
Bradley Fletcher had a great week last week against the Giants. You see him come out of his pedal, see him get his eyes back to the ball, able to locate it and knock it down. Mike Lennon was a little bit late on that delivery, but it's still a good play by that corner.
Pretty good textbook play, you would say.
Yes, it was.
Michael Kanan will be punting it, and Damaris Johnson is back deep. Philadelphia Eagles have scored more points in the second quarter than the Buccaneers have scored all season. And Johnson is going to let it bounce, and it takes a Tampa Bay roll and is down at the 26. So the Eagles offense, already accounting for 7 points, comes back on when we come back.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Back here in Tampa, you know, Chip Kelly's perfect world. His offense looks like one of those old video games.
It did on that last possession, Jake. Got all those weapons, high tempo. He's happy about it right now.
Eagles on offense for the second time, starting from the 27-yard line. LeSean McCoy McCoy breaks outside and has a first down upended around the 40-yard line by Darrelle Revis. The ball is out, and Revis is going to run it in, and the indication is touchdown. So McCoy fumbles, and Revis runs it in from about the 40-yard line. And as you know, all turnovers and scores are reviewed. But what a turnover this is if it sticks.
See Revis go low here. I can't tell if that ball's out, if he snatched it. We can't see from that angle. Did. That is an unbelievable play from the all-pro corner. Ball is definitely out. Obviously, they'll review this to see if he is down by contact, but that certainly looks like a change of possession there for the Buccaneers.
Is under review.
So Darrelle Revis, who's getting back to his old self and going against the Eagles and Deshaun Jackson, and it's LaShawn McCoy who he may have jarred the ball loose from. We'll be back.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by the 2013 Ford F-150 with EcoBoost. By Wells Fargo. On your phone, online, on the go. Wells Fargo makes it easy to get banking done. And by Walmart. Save money, live better, Walmart.
Mike Pereira is on with us. Mike, it looks like they have two things to review here.
Yeah, they do. Is it a fumble? Which it is. The ball is out. And then is Revis down by contact after recovering? And his gluteus maximus is on the ground when McCoy actually reaches out with the shoulder and touches him. So they should bring this back to the spot of the recovery where Revis has the ball on the ground.
Clint Blakeman is our referee.
Have to review the play. Prior to being down by contact, the runner did lose possession of the ball. It is a fumble. The recovery was made by Tampa Bay, and the player, number 24, was down by contact at that point, which is the 40-yard line. So it'll be Tampa's ball, first and 10 from the 40. Please put 10 minutes, 36 seconds on the game clock, 10:36.
You see Darrelle Revis here coming off this block. One of the things you got to notice here is LaShawn McCoy's ball issues. You know, he doesn't fumble that often, but you notice how loose he is with the football. Darrelle Revis goes underneath him on that tackle. Essentially, before he gets to the ground, the ball is coming loose.
That would have been a 13-yard gain before the fumble, so Darrelle Revis, former Jet, 4 Pro Bowls under his belt, and now the Buccaneers have a first down on the 40-yard line of the Eagles. Mike Glennon handing off in a fumble by Martin, and he fumbled forward, and Doug Martin makes the recovery himself right at the 40-yard line, so no gain for the Bucs.
Just a mishandled exchange between the quarterback and Doug Martin. It's hard to tell who was at fault there. Doug didn't look like he had a nice pocket for quarterback to deliver it to. Similar to their last game, they had a block or a fake punt by Deshaun Golshin. The very next play was a turnover by a fumble.
2 weeks ago he fumbled. Now Mike James is in the game and in motion. And here is the handoff going off the left side is James. And the ball gain of about 3 yards for our game break. First of the day. Let's check in with Curt Menefee.
Hey, here's a name you've never heard before, I'm sure. 4th NFL catch for Corey Harkey of the Rams and his first NFL touchdown. 7-0 Rams with the lead at the Texans. Dick and Rondé.
All right, Curt, thank you very much. And Martin remains on the sideline. And now Brian Leonard, the former Cincinnati Bengal, is in the backfield. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Mike Glennon, 3rd-round pick out of North Carolina State, trying to get the first down here. Has some time, and the pass is caught, and it will be a first down as Tim Wright, who played at Rutgers, where Greg Schiano coached before coming to Tampa Bay, undrafted rookie, picks up 8.
Tim Wright right here was talking to offensive coordinator Mike Sullivan. He said he was a slow wideout, but a very dynamic tight end. See the Nice break off on that route. Mike Glennon is on time with his delivery. Pick up the first down there.
And the one thing they say about Glennon, accuracy. You hear it from everyone with the Bucs.
Accuracy, very strong arm. He's shown it a couple times. See if he can get more of that today.
Doug Martin back in the game at tailback. And Martin getting the call, trying to go outside and tackled from behind by Patrick Chung. Patrick Chung, who is inactive the last 2 games with a shoulder injury, and the former Patriot with a good play in the backfield and a loss of 2.
There's nobody here to pick up Patrick Chung as he comes off the edge. Play is designed to go away from him. Pulling guard there, get out in front of Doug, but there's nobody pick up that blitzing. Patrick Chung, who hadn't played much this year, comes with a big play there for tackle for loss.
2nd down and 12. Here's Glennon's pass, and the pass to Jackson is caught short of the first down. Gets 11 yards. So comparing the Bucs offense against the Eagles defense, the Bucs have struggled offensively, and the Eagles have had big problems on the defensive side.
It's a tale of bad versus bad. When you're talking about this Eagles defense, obviously they're adjusting to a new scheme, Bill Davis's new 3-4 scheme. This Bucs offense with the rookie quarterback and having some struggles along the O-line. You know, both of them know they have to improve, and they get a chance to do that today.
3rd down and 2 from the 21. And here is Martin, and Martin may be short of the first down. D'Amico Ryans coming up to make the play for the Eagles, and it will be 4th down, and the field goal team comes on for the Buccaneers. So a big opportunity for Tampa Bay after Revis jarred the ball loose from LaShawn McCoy, and now trying to settle for a field goal. It would be 38 yards for Lindell, who was 3 for 5 this season.
Last week, this week, the running issues continue. These Tampa Bay Buccaneers can't get 2 yards.
This is a team that needs to score badly, and the kick is good, so the Buccaneers get 3 points out of Revis forcing this turnover, and it's now 7-3 in favor of the Eagles. 6:30 to go in the first. So the fumble by McCoy and the recovery by Revis, and the Bucs get 3 out of it. But the point you made at the top, Rondé, about the Tampa Bay's going to have to throw, even with a quarterback starting his 2nd game, to loosen up the running game and to try to get something downfield to score some points here.
They haven't been able to throw the ball very effectively all year. Josh Freeman was under 50%. Mike Glennon hasn't been that accurate either. They're going to have to get the ball in the air, I think, in order to be successful moving the football today.
And the Eagles will start at the 20. Nick Foles, and we all remember last season, week 14, when Foles started for an injured Michael Vick out with a concussion, threw for 381 yards, 2 touchdowns, and found Jeremy Maclin in the end zone as time expired to give the Eagles a 23-21 win. It's been his only win as a pro. When he came into our meeting room yesterday, he said to you, "Scene of the crime, my friend."
Yeah, I think he was trying to rub it in just a little bit. I told him it was a good job by him, although I was calling out that play. Leonard Johnson didn't hear me there.
First down at the 20. And this ball is tipped by Mason Foster. Well, Mason Foster, and this is a good Tampa Bay defense, and Greg Schiano said played the best game he ever played 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they do a lot of blitzing, get a lot of opportunities in passing lanes. Greg Schiano was big on disrupting the passer one way, getting your hands in the quarterback's face. Mason Foster, who I think is having a kind of a breakout year this year so far. He scored a big touchdown against New Orleans a couple weeks ago.
And here is McCoy, and a good tackle by Levante David. Got to make sure when you have McCoy with kind of an open field in front of him, gets 5 yards.
Levante David's probably one of the best young tacklers in the NFL. You'll see that a lot today. He doesn't miss many. He is very, very active.
So a 3rd down situation, good offensive team, good defensive team. What gives here for Nick Foles? He does have time, and he completes the pass, and it should be enough for a first down to Zach Ertz, who has caught 8 passes this year, and all of them have been good for first downs.
Tampa Bay Bucks in a 3rd and medium situation there. Don't play man. They drop back into a zone. Keith Tandy comes in as the dime player there. Ertz finds an area. Nick Foles, who I think is doing a great job today getting rid of the football. One of the things with knocking against Vic is that he held onto it. This kid is getting rid of it today.
Sure is. First down. And he gets some time again, and he completes the pass out to Zach Ertz again. And Ertz will pick up a few yards there, maybe about 3. Dakota Watson. See the previous pass, Foles to Ertz, that got the first down.
You know, Nick Foles, unlike Michael Vick, likes to stay in the pocket. You see Daquan Bowers on that rush. Takes a pretty good hit.
6 for 8 for 79 yards. 2nd down and 7. And here comes the rush. And there's Lavonte David. Solid tackle against McCoy, the runner, and a big sack, loss of 9 for the Bucks.
That is Lavonte David's 4th sack of the season. Bucks show a lot of different looks here. He had corner there on the line of scrimmage. Lavonte David on the line of scrimmage. Dropped out on the other side. Nobody there to block him. There was certainly some confusion along that offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles.
One of those interceptions has occurred this year. Now it's 3rd down and 16. Hand off to LaShawn McCoy. And he gets some of it back. And it'll be 4th down as Gerald McCoy. Did you say who's going to be the real McCoy? They were both involved in that play.
There you go. We know both of them are going to show out. The leading rusher in the league for Philadelphia. And believe me, Gerald McCoy is by far the most dominant player on this Bucks defense. He made the Pro Bowl last year. He is the leader on this team, and it shows by his play.
Donnie Jones will be punting, and Eric Page is deep. And it's going to be a short kick, and Page will let it bounce. And now picks it up on the 18. And he is stopped at the 23-yard line. Lavonte David, a couple of big defensive plays. Kind of been a rough time for Greg Schiano lately. You played for him last year.
Taking a lot of heat with all the goings on off the football field with these Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But Greg is a guy that can handle the crisis. He's got big shoulders. He's not scared of it.
First down on the 23, Jeff Demps.
Jeff Demps sitting over here, missed him. He's a speedster, ran track, missed a lot of the preseason.
Lennon gets some pressure. First down, and the pass caught by Vincent Jackson, and a first down out to the 34-yard line. Well, back on April 21st, the Buccaneers traded 2 draft picks to the Jets for Darrelle Revis. Kicker Lawrence Tynes and guard Carl Nix contract staph infections during training camp in August. Then late in September, Josh Freeman is benched, ultimately released 8 days later, signed by the Vikings, and the Buccaneers off to an 0-4 start, having lost 3 games by 3 fewer points. Doug Martin back in the game, and Martin carries, gets bumped back, and the second effort, and he knocks Earl Wolf back a few steps to the 40-yard line. And for a game break, let's again check in with Kurt.
Well, here's Andy Dalton's first touchdown pass since week 3. 18 yards to number 18, A.J. Green, and Cincinnati lead Buffalo by 3, Dick and Rondé.
All right, Kurt, thank you very much. Right here, the Eagles lead the Buccaneers 7-3 with 2.5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. There you see the sparse offense so far for the Buccaneers. Lennon getting the rush and throws incomplete downfield. Good pressure that time by the safety, Earl Wolf. So, Rondé, tell me about your impressions of all of the chaotic situation we've had here in Tampa.
It's been a little nutty. You know, I'm an outsider now. I'm not in the locker room. Spend as much time covering other people than I do with the Bucks, but it's unlike what it's been in my 16 years here. You know, the congruence of all these issues is really kind of unprecedented.
And they're going to throw the flag down. Intentional grounding, apparently.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 8. Player was in the pocket, but threw the ball with no eligible player in the vicinity. It's a loss of down penalty. Brings up 3rd down. The ball will be placed at the spot of the pass.
That's the 4th intentional grounding in the last 2 weeks. See, the pocket will be right here. He's got to get outside of that. It's only a 2-man route, so there's no other eligible receivers in the flat. You see him start to scramble. He doesn't get outside of the tackle box, which is DeMar Dotson over there. Lets it go, and even though it goes across the line of scrimmage, there's no eligible receiver right there. It is intentional grounding.
So it'll be 3rd down and 16. Jeff Demps checking in at the running back position. Ball back on the 28. Doug Martin also in the lineup. And Glennon can't find a receiver and finally dumps it off to Martin. But not enough, as Boykin is there and a flag is down.
Holding, offense, number 70. Penalties decline, brings up 4th down.
So Donald Penn is holding.
See the Eagles drop back here in a soft zone, and Mike Glennon looking anywhere to let go of this ball past the, you're probably looking for Vincent Jackson there on the dig. It wasn't there, it was late in developing. Donald Penn with the hole, but it's inconsequential because there was really no place for him to get that 3rd and 16.
And Deshaun Jackson is going to come back and return the punt, only his 2nd of the year with Kanan punting. So the Eagles looking for good field position, and this kick, directional kick away from Jackson, and will go out of bounds, and they'll mark it at the 25-yard line. McCoy and Jackson, 2 big weapons of a prolific offense for the Eagles, coming back on the field with less than 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Eagles lead the Bucs 7-3, and tonight it's Game 2 of the American League Championship Series from Fenway Park as David Ortiz and the Red Sox try to avoid going down 2 games to none against Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers. ALCS Game 2 tonight, following football only on Fox. What a pitching performance by the Tigers. Red Sox had only 1 hit in losing 1-0. 1st and 10 at the 25, and here is Foles. Nowhere to go with it, and he picks up 2.5 yards on that play.
These guys seem like they're going even a little bit faster than they normally did, even more so than they did last week against the New York Giants.
2nd down, 7. The quick out to Jackson, holds on to it. And Deshaun Jackson will be about 3.5 yards shy of the 1st down. Interestingly enough, that last year compared to this year, after 5 games, the Eagles ran more plays offensively last season. How do you think?
You know, they talk about this up-tempo, but really it's just a tool in their toolbox to use. They don't have to do it all the time. When they're up big in the 2nd half, you don't see it.
3rd down and 5. Here comes the pressure on Foles, and he gets it away, and risky indeed. Kevin Tandy, backup safety, on the safety blitz. So it'll be incomplete 4th down.
Again, you see some confusion along the offensive line or the blocking scheme in the Eagles' background. Mark Barron goes under Keith Tandy, the extra DB in the game, comes in scot-free. He needs to get ball away there. I know what the coaching point is when he goes into film tomorrow. You can't let that ball get loose.
Here's the kick by Jones. Eric Page. On the return from the 20, Eric Page getting into Eagle territory and brought down at the 37-yard line by the punter, Donnie Jones, and a 42-yard punt return by Eric Page, and the Buccaneers in Eagle territory once again.
Booming punt. You see Keith Tandy, who just almost had the sack with the block right there. The point, Eric Page, who has some suddenness. Another good block by Jonathan Casillas. Just a punter to beat, he can't do it. Eric Page, who won this punt returning job in the preseason, came out of nowhere really for this football team. He's going to be used as a receiver some today too. Huge change of field position for the Buccaneers there on that punt.
And they said he has a knack of making plays. Chris Owusu making his first appearance, number 80 as a wide receiver, 1st down at the 39 of the Eagles. Doug Martin. Doug Martin, and he gets inside the 35. And a good 5-yard gain on first down, and an injured Eagle is down, and that is Patrick Chung. Remember, it was the left shoulder that placed him inactive for the last 2 games, and Earl Wolf will replace him. Earl Wolf actually had started for Chung in his absence the last couple of games.
You know, Bill Davis told us yesterday that defensive coordinator Bill Davis told us yesterday that if he's healthy, he plays just because of his familiarity, his time on the field. But it looks like he aggravates one of his shoulders there on that hit. Doesn't look like he's done though.
This time Owusu to the top of your picture. Martin and Demps both in the game for the Bucks. It's 2nd down and 5. And here's Glennon, and he gets it out to Demps. He got some of that speed that got him the silver medal in the 4x100 relay in the Olympics in London, and that will do it. That's the end of the first quarter. Eagles 7, Bucks 3. Fox NFL Sunday will return after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. Welcome back to Tampa. Dick Stockton, Rondé Barber, Chris Budden, the start of the second quarter, and the 10-yard pass to Demps to end the first quarter. It will be a 1st and 10 at the 24 of the Eagles. Mike Glennon. And Glennon going deep, and the pass was thrown to Jackson out of bounds. Chung, who's back in the game, covering. Well, Mike Sullivan is the offensive coordinator, and a switch from down on the field to calling the plays upstairs.
79 reports eligible. 79 is eligible.
1 offensive touchdown in the last 12 quarters, so I guess you try anything.
Yeah, you get a better perspective sometimes from up in the box. Especially you got a rookie quarterback. You really want to see everything that's going on around him. He could probably help Mike Glennon from being upstairs and being able to give him a bigger picture.
Jamon Meredith, number 79, is an extra offensive lineman. And here is the pass, and it's caught at the 5 by Vincent Jackson, in for the touchdown. So a team that has averaged only 11 points a game can make it 10 with the extra point on the 24-yard pass from Glennon to Vincent Jackson. And the Bucks take the lead early in the second.
The Bucks line up at 2 backs. You see Eric Lorick, Doug Martin, the play action, pulls up that underneath the fence, and we don't see it on that replay, but Vincent Jackson runs a very nice 10-yard in route, beating Brandon Fletcher for the touchdown.
And the first TD catch of the year for the big play receiver, Vincent Jackson. Ryan Lindell. And he gives the Buccaneers a 10-7 lead early here in the second quarter. And it was the terrific return by Eric Page on the punt of 40 yards that set it up for the Bucks.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. By Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL. And by KFC, the official sponsor of Couchgating. KFC plus football equals Couchgating.
And it took the Bucks less than a minute to score, and for Vincent Jackson, his first touchdown in the last 8 games. Well, Rondé, you're back here in Tampa, and you're up here instead of down there. How does it feel to be an objective analyst for Fox so far?
I like this better, Dick. It's hot down there. I get to see everything develop better up here. No, I'm having a good time.
You get to wear a tie.
I get to wear a tie, exactly. A pink tie today, too.
Yes.
Breast cancer awareness.
Absolutely.
Doing my part.
And running it out is Damaris Johnson for the Eagles. And good coverage by the Bucks special teams. And let's check down with Chris Budden.
We have an update on Eagles running back Chris Polk. He is in the locker room right now getting x-rays to his right shoulder. He's been dealing actually with some injuries this week to an ankle. We'll have more updates when that becomes available. Real quick on the heat down here, guys, over on the Eagles sidelines. They've already been through 8 huge jugs of water. They said they expect to go through 20 of them by the end of the half.
All right, Chris, Chip Kelly said the heat's not going to be a problem for them.
I promise you it will be a problem. One of the hottest games I ever played here actually was against Philly. Scored 2 touchdowns. Matt Bryant got remembered for the 62-yard field goal, but it gets hot this time of year for sure.
And here's LaShawn McCoy. Bring it out to the 19, picking up 5 yards. Lavonte David making the tackle. McCoy off to a great start. Has averaged 7.5 in this game, but the only player over 500 yards leading the NFL in rushing coming into this game. And here is Foles, and Foles finds Jason Avant, and he'll lunge forward for the first down. Jason Avant picking up 6.
Nick Foles doing a really good job of surveying the field here in that last play. He's done it all day, really. Looking down the field, taking his time, being patient in the pocket, and finding Avant there late on his check down to the flat.
From the 25, they go out in that direction again to Riley Cooper. Incomplete.
With this spread offense, the way they're lining up, you'll probably see the Bucs in their sub package, meaning they'll have an extra DB in. It's Leonard Johnson inside. Heard Chris's report earlier. Jonathan Banks on the outside. He's down here on Riley Cooper now, the rookie. So far, we haven't had the matchup yet with Darrelle Revis and Deshaun Jackson, but we'll see it at some point.
Sometimes they play zone and they're not really matched up on one another. And giving ground is LaShawn McCoy. I'll tell you, this is an inspired Tampa Bay defense. Great penetration by Adrian Claiborne. And the Eagles will lose 5 back to the 20-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and long for Philly.
You took the words right out of my mouth there, Dick. All this penetration, you see Adrian Claiborne shoot here. Mark Barron is coming off the edge. Nowhere for this play to develop. One way to stop this read option, and we did it a lot last year when I was on this Bucs team, is to blitz it. People are scared to do it because of the explosive plays, but it can be effective.
And here is Foles, and he completes to Cooper. Downfield and a first down. So when in doubt, go downfield, and a 17-yard catch by Riley Cooper, and a big first down.
Riley Cooper down here at the bottom of the screen. They're in cover 2. We see Mark Barron there jump to the flat, playing cover 2. It's a new position for him this year. Got to find the nuances. Those plays are easy for the Bucs or the Eagles offense.
Bryce Brown going outside. Not much there. Was there confusion in the Buccaneers secondary on that pass?
No, there wasn't. Just when you're an underneath dropper, we used to always say, if there's something in front of you, there's something coming in behind you, and one of the hardest things is not to jump on that play. Mark Barron took the bait in front of him, and Riley Cooper sneaked in behind him for the first down.
2nd down and 12. Pressure on, and the pass is thrown away. So the Buccaneers, that was Lavonte David, really coming in on that Eagle offensive line. Same 5 have started all 5 games, but they have their hands full, it appears, so far.
Well, you can tell that the Bucs are not scared to heat up this quarterback. Not only because he's green, to say the least, he's only got 6 starts in his career, but because they know that's one way to pressure this offense is with pressure.
Done well on 3rd down so far, and incomplete to Zach Ertz, and it's 4th down, and it's Jonathan Banks defending on the play.
One thing we notice right now is that since they got that turnover, Dick, it's been all Bucs. Their defense has been able to get off the field. We saw the punt return. It led to a touchdown to Vincent Jackson. I'm going to harp back on this. When it gets hot outside, you run these high-tempo offenses, you don't get a lot of rest for your defense. We'll see if that affects Philly as they go forward here.
Eric Page calling for the fair catch at the 17-yard line, and so it has been anything but a picnic for Nick Foles, who's taken the punishment of a very aggressive Buccaneer defense. Tampa Bay leads still early in the 2nd. Tampa Bay leading Philadelphia 10-7, and now meet your Fox Tuesday night starting lineup.
Seth Green, Daz, yeah! Jake Johnson, New Girl. Ike Barinholtz, the male nurse on The Mindy Project. Yeah. Terry Crews, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah!
All new comedy starting Tuesday at 8/7 Central on Fox. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, good first 4 possessions, and all of their points have happened on a short field. The fumble recovery by Rivas, and they got the field goal, and then the 40-yard punt return by Eric Page, and they got the touchdown to Vincent Jackson.
If you're able to turn the field, the Bucs have done that on a punt return, done that on a turnover so far today. Definitely going to help out this young rookie quarterback.
Mike James at running back, and this pass is caught by Tim Wright for a short gain of 5 yards.
His Bucs offense has been without Luke Stocker, who is on injured reserve, without Tom Crabtree, who had a high ankle sprain in the preseason.
79 is eligible.
Take a look at the ball control, and 8 more plays run off by the Eagles. Time of possession is a little closer. 2nd down and 5. And here's James. First down, and James with a neat run, and a flag is thrown back at the line of scrimmage.
Holding. Offense. We're 62. 10-yard penalty.
And that's on Ted Larson, who's starting at guard. Normally he's a center for Carl Nix, who had a recurrence of that staph infection. So Larson is at left guard.
Larson's over here. You see they have another offensive lineman there at tight end. I was just mentioning their lack of depth at that position. Mike Sullivan said we'll see a lot of that. Larson gets beat off the line there by Cox. Do nothing else but grab him.
Gabe Karimi, who's active today, will also play some of that spot, which Nix normally handles. He's one of the better ones. 2nd down and 15.
Eagles showing some pressure here. Got 9 guys down in the box.
Lennon with the short drop and gets hit, and the ball was up for grabs. Fletcher Cox, you had just mentioned him, coming in strong and getting a piece of that ball perhaps as pressure for the Eagles here with the Buccaneers backed up.
See Fletcher Cox working on Davin Joseph. Just a nice rip underneath Davin. Gets some immediate pressure. Deflects that ball. You know, Davin Joseph, who didn't do much during the preseason, only had 1 game where he got any snaps, coming back off a knee injury last year. And he's not the same guy that he has been. He's still trying to get back into the Davin Joseph form that we all know.
Now it's 3rd and 15, back at the 13-yard line, and inside is 5, and the pass is thrown away. And Glennon made sure he was getting out of the pocket that time, and they did have a receiver in the neighborhood. But the Eagles, with their best defensive pressure so far, and that time it was both Michael Kendricks and D'Amico Ryans, the 2 inside backers. And so Eagles are looking at good field position as Damaris Johnson is back at his own 40, and punting will be Michael Koenig.
One of the things about punting backed up, you always give the receiving team a chance to get into field goal range with just a couple of first downs. See if Koenig can get this thing out of here. Give the Bucs a chance defense to stand up.
And here is Johnson, slips, and down he goes, doesn't quite get to midfield. Well, it's a great beach scene. I think Chris Button would rather be at the beach than here wearing their nice black dress here at the stadium.
Today's game is sponsored by the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 and Galaxy Gear.
Earlier today, the inaugural Tampa Bay Buccaneers Treasure Chest 5K charity race took place outside the stadium to raise money for breast cancer research. And here is McCoy off the right side, battling his way for a few yards. Well, together the NFL and the American Cancer Society are helping women across the country make a crucial catch. Hear their personal stories. Find out how you can help finish the fight against breast cancer at NFL.com/pink. Second down and 8. This is the best starting field position all day for the Eagles. Looking left and going underneath to McCoy. McCoy on his way, gets a first down. And he is down at the 41-yard line, picking up 11. Let's pick up Joel Klatt right now for a game break. Joel.
Thank you, Dick. We go to Kansas City. Oakland looking for their 7th straight win in Arrowhead, and they've got the 7-0 second quarter lead on the undefeated Chiefs. Dick.
All right, thank you very much, Joel. Bryce Brown has placed McCoy in the backfield. And a first down, this time a fake to the right, big pressure, and they go to the big tight end, Brent Celek, with his first catch of the game, and Celek just about a yard short of the first down. Brent Celek, who caught a touchdown pass last week, hurt last year in this game.
This Eagles offense hasn't been able to get much going here these last couple of drives, so what do? Start throwing screens. The last play to McCoy. This play to Celek. You see Mason Foster run right by it, had an opportunity to make a play. It's certainly one way to get your offensive gear when you're struggling a little bit.
And it is a first down. Celek got the necessary yardage and a first down. And here is DeSean Jackson, Darrelle Revis, and Jackson. And that was the much heralded matchup, and they were talking about who's fastest this week.
That doesn't matter who's fastest when you throw little slip screens. Darrelle Revis is so good on his feet, doesn't take many moves. You see him playing a lot of off coverage out here. When he was at the Jets, played a lot of on the line. Not so much here in Tampa this year.
Jeff Mail with his first catch of the game, and he is near another first down. Goldson on the play, the former 49er. And they have quickened the pace without question. That was a 5-yard pickup. LeSean McCoy is back in there now. It'll be third down and 1 for the Eagles on the Bucs 22.
You can quicken the pace by doing all these screens. You've seen 4 in a row now for these Eagles.
And they give it to McCoy. McCoy gets upended inside the 15 and another first down. LeSean McCoy, and it'll be first down deep in Bucs territory.
They run a lot of stretch plays with this offense, obviously the read option, but they have some gap runs, and that's it right there. You see Ertz coming in, leading through that gap. LeSean McCoy takes a hit right here from Deshaun Golston. Looks a little banged up as he walks off the field.
Here's Bryce Brown in relief, and Bryce Brown banging his way close to the 10-yard line. So they've used Brown. That was his 4th carry of the game. McCoy has carried 7 times for 35 yards, and Stephen Means making the play. Second down and 8 coming up for the Eagles. Trying to regain the lead.
Second down and 8.
The 7-0 lead. Then a field goal and a touchdown. Big drive was their first one of the game. Pass into the end zone. Caught. Touchdown by DeSean Jackson.
There's the matchup you're looking for, Dick. DeSean Jackson, Darrelle Revis looked to be in primary coverage. Nick Foles bought some time. You see DeSean Jackson's just going to come up here and run the baseline. To me, it looks like Darrell's looking for some inside help from his safety.
Yep.
Turns back, trying to find it. It's not there. It's a touchdown for the Philadelphia Eagles. DeSean Jackson looking to get some more balls his way. He wants to eat, baby.
4th touchdown catch of the year, and Henry adds the extra point. That was a 12-yard play. So we see a little bit of the Jackson-Revis matchup, and he got to chalk one up for Jackson, capping an 8-play, 54-yard drive. Philadelphia up by 4. Sean Jackson getting the touchdown. Revis on the coverage. That's the scoring drive. And yesterday, while waiting to talk to the Eagles, Rondé, we met DeSean Jackson's mother, Gail, who's here from Tarzana, California. Comes to most of his games. She said when he was a youngster, he tested me, but he never crossed the line. And she's just so proud of what he has done in a terrific.
Had a wonderful conversation with her. It was just kind of coincidence. We were in the same place at the same time. Told us about his documentary. Told us about him growing up. It was a very good conversation. It was nice to meet her.
So she has a lot to cheer about right now. There's a line drive kick returned by Jeff Demps. And Demps trying to cut up the middle. Gets stopped as he crosses the 20-yard line. Let's see how the Eagles regain the lead.
The Bucs are definitely in some kind of matchup zone. You see it down here. See the guys match up. But watch Mark Barron here a little bit slow on this on this read. He's looking away. Darrelle Revis is certainly looking for help inside. He wouldn't be playing that far outside if he wasn't. As soon as Deshaun catches this ball, Revis looks back looking for help. He knows something wasn't right in that coverage.
Once again, Jamon Meredith is an extra offensive lineman. Buck starting from the 21, now trailing by 4. And it was Jamon Meredith who's moved, and a false start penalty against Tampa Bay.
Offense, number 79, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
I think it's important for the Bucks to respond here to that touchdown. Mentioned earlier that they are without a slew of tight ends. They don't have a lot on the roster. Tim Wright, who's seen a couple of catches. Because they don't, we're going to see Jamon Meredith play that big tight end, as Mike Sullivan told us yesterday.
Bill Davis, you say, well, see if he can beat us through the air, Mike Glennon.
I think that's the key.
And he goes out on the flat. Good catch made and a good move by Chris Owusu, who was activated, and Kendricks makes the tackle after a gain of 9. Injury update. Here's Chris.
Yeah, Chris Polk is going to be out for the rest of the game. He went in to have the x-rays on his shoulder. As for Patrick Chung right now, he is probable also with a shoulder injury.
He went out, then came back in the game. So we'll check on Patrick Chung, the free safety. Meanwhile, 2nd down and 6. And the replacement, Earl Wolf, who played with Mike Glennon for 5 years at North Carolina State, both rookies. Wolf picked on the 5th round. 2nd down and 6, and he screened to Doug Martin. Doug Martin with a juke and a first down as he gets to the 34-yard line. Sobaaga, the nose tackle on the stop, and the Bucks pick up 9 more.
This is one of the things that Mike Glennon does really well, reading through his progressions, finding his reads down the field. They're not there. He's very quick to find his check down out to the flats. Doug Martin in this case. When you get the ball in Doug's hands, he's able to make a lot of guys miss that herky-jerky motion that he puts on a lot of defenders.
Got a lot like his poise, Rondé. 9 for 58 for 88 yards. Play action, deep drop, and there's the pass to Tim Wright, talking about him, and a gain of 4. So time for another game break, and let's check in again with Joel Klatt.
All right, thank you, Dick. And the Houston Texans, their struggles continue. Sam Bradford to Lance Kendricks, 2-yard touchdown catch. And the Rams are up 17-3 in Houston. Dick, Rondé, what's going on with the Texans?
What's going on with the Rams?
Yeah, the Rams are showing something that nobody expected. The Texans certainly in some turmoil right now with the quarterback situation the past couple of weeks.
2nd and 6. Martin. First down, close to midfield. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting out of that trouble, picking up 11 more yards. They're picking up yards in chunks right now against this Eagle defense.
Seen Tim Wright come on strong, the rookie out of Rutgers. I said earlier that I expected them to throw the ball so that Doug Martin will have some running lanes. See Zuta there, Larson holding that gap. He finds a small running area, tumbles through for 11 yards and first down for the Bucks.
From the 49, here's Martin again. And he dives into Eagle territory for a couple.
Ball carrier.
4 minutes remaining in the first half. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have lost a lot of close games, looking to get their first victory of the season. Lost by 1 to the Jets. Late personal foul cost them that game. 2 to New Orleans and 3 to Arizona.
This team could easily be 3-1 this year. Missed some opportunities, had some late game breakdowns, but they're not as bad as their 0-4 record would indicate.
Here's Glennon getting out of trouble, and his throw downfield is overthrown. Tyquan Underwood, and a flag is there. Cary Williams defending on the play. And let's see if the penalty is against the Buccaneers.
Pass interference, offense, number 11. 10-yard penalty, Still second down.
Tyquan Underwood pushing off apparently downfield.
You see the end of this route. Tyquan breaks off. He had Kerry Williams there. Mike Glennon scrambling out of the pocket, so he just turns it upfield. Yeah, Tyquan probably didn't need to put his hands in Kerry's face. Kerry pleading with the ref, and the ref had to agree with him. Pass interference, Tyquan Underwood.
As you see, the Eagles have yet to commit a penalty, and that will bring the ball back to the 41 of Tampa Bay. They were in Eagle territory. It'll be second down and 18. And another penalty flag down. Dead ball foul.
There is no foul on the play for 12 men in the huddle. Did not blow the whistle yet to start the ready for play.
So they picked it up. And a good explanation from our referee, Cleet Blakeman.
Yeah, thank you, Cleet. We were wondering what
happened.
What just tumbled in there.
Basically what happened. Jeff Demps and Mike James, both in the backfield for the Buccaneers on 2nd and 18. Glennon's going to take it himself and slide. Good coverage downfield by the Eagles in the secondary. And Glennon will accept 4 yards, bringing up third down.
You know, see Jeff Demps right here in the backfield come screaming out of there. He ends up on a matchup with the safety. Glennon didn't see him. You see him come open late because there was nothing there early. He had already decided to get out of the pocket there, but they had a mismatch there. He just wasn't able to exploit it.
Yeah, I want to ask you about disguising defenses and how you kind of do it so that the viewer could understand. And that's, you know, what they do against inexperienced quarterbacks. Third down and 14. And Glennon taking off again and has open field and is going to get the first down. So great awareness for Mike Glennon, and he'll have a first down inside the Eagles 40, picking up 16 yards.
I got to say, Mike Glennon didn't look very sure of himself coming out of the pocket here, running with this ball, but there's nothing downfield. You see, he knows where the yard marker is. He's looking for it, looking to get hit as well, though, but gets down in time for a first down. You know, the Eagles had all their underneath defenders turn their back to the quarterback, and he was heady enough to get out of there and scramble for the first down.
Not known as a running quarterback, so we have our 2-minute warning as the Buccaneers try to score. Coming up, it's the Visa halftime report. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy will be along with scores and highlights. 2 minutes remaining in this first half. First down on the 39 of the Eagles.
We got a 3-man line here for the Eagles. Sometimes they like to pressure out of that look.
And here is Glennon. And this time Glennon completes the pass to Owusu. You didn't think he was going to take off and run again, did you? He got a first down to the 25.
No, he got some pressure there by Connor Barwin, who was lined up outside. Came in late on that pressure, flushed him out of the pocket, but he found Chris Owusu on the sideline for the first down. You see Connor Barwin, he'll come in from over here. Glennon sees him, gets out of the pocket, makes a pretty accurate throw on the run there.
Pretty good
Chris
awareness.
Owusu, yeah, very good awareness for the young quarterback.
14-yard play. Stats all favor the Eagles. This is the 9th play of the drive. First down at the 25. And here is Doug Martin with a blast up the middle. Doug Martin gets tackled before he goes into the end zone by Nate Allen. What explosion from Doug Martin. Came in averaging 25 carries a game, leading the league in that department.
Doug Martin, you see the pull by Larson, picks up the tackle there, gets into the secondary, runs through one tackle, runs away from another one.
And he gets to the one.
Touchdown saving, tackle by the safety there, right at the goal line.
Well, wouldn't you give it to Martin here? First and goal at the 1 after all that work.
I think you have to, Dick.
And they're going to throw instead on the fade pattern. And the pass is caught for the touchdown by Vincent Jackson. And the size against Kerry Williams might have paid off there in the timing of his leap. And the Buccaneers get a touchdown with 1:02 to go in the half. to regain the lead.
The Bucs are without Mike Williams, who likes to make a lot of these catches, but Vincent Jackson has proved that he could do this. Watch this catch and watch him get his left foot down right before he falls out of bounds. That is an outstanding throw and an outstanding catch by the all-pro veteran wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And of course, waiting for the review. And apparently it is a touchdown, and Ryan Lindell is on for the extra point. And the kick is good, and so the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have regained the lead. It's been a seesaw game in this first half. And with 1:02 to go in the first half, a 3-point lead for the Bucs.
He wants to eat too. Saw Deshaun Jackson earlier. Vincent Jackson wants his touches as well.
So that's his second touchdown catch of the game, and we told you hadn't caught one in 9 games. Last time was against these Eagles last year. And so now 2 TD catches on the season for Jackson. Want to remind you that halftime is coming up, and for what's ahead, let's check in now with Kurt Menefee.
Coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, we'll get you all caught up on all the early game action, including the Kansas City Chiefs trying to stay perfect this season, while the Steelers are looking for their first win of the year against the surprising Jets. That and more on the Visa Halftime.
All right, Kurt, thank you very much. So Jackson with the 1-yard catch. And by the way, the 16-yard run, the big one for Mike Glennon to convert the first down, was even longer than the longest run he had at North Carolina State, which was 15 yards. But he has really shown terrific poise accuracy, as we heard yesterday, as well as a great awareness.
I think those are the intangibles. You can tell he's very well coached. He was very well coached at North Carolina State, and it's translating itself now as he's getting his opportunity to lead this Buccaneers offense.
Well, tonight on Fox Sports Live, Jay Onrait and Dan O'Toole will have complete highlights and analysis from the ALCS Game 2, a full day of NFL action, the new college football rankings, plus everything else in the world of sports. Don't miss Fox Sports Live every night, only on Fox Sports 1.
Check out Dan. See if we can get R1. Yeah, Dan and Jay, sorry. Get R1 play. See if we can get it out of this game today.
Here is Foles and Avant. And right now, I would say that Vincent Jackson catch would be in the mix, wouldn't you say?
Hey, from what we've seen so far today, if we're going to get one of our game, it's definitely that one right now.
Second down and 9. Neither team has used a timeout in this game. Second down and 9.
Deshaun Jackson in the backfield there.
And the handoff to LaShawn McCoy. And a flag is down.
It's going to be illegal motion.
Down by Leonard Johnson.
McCoy, by the way, 35 yards on the ground, averaging 5 a clip.
Illegal shift. Offense. 2 men were in motion and didn't get reset. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Chip Kelly's Eagles, boy, they looked awesome against the Redskins when they won that first game. The way they're up tempo, took a big lead.
If you give any defense or defenses some time to look at what they're doing, they're really conventional in the passing game. It's really just the tempo that gets people out of whack.
LaShawn McCoy on second down and 14 brings it out to the 25, getting 9 yards.
Nick Foles led a 2-minute drive when he came in the game at the end of the second half end of the first half against the Giants last week for a field goal.
And the handoff is to McCoy again, and to the 35 with Kevin Tandy making the tackle, and now timeout.
Philadelphia takes its first timeout.
Called by the Eagles. It's their first. They have 25 seconds left, and they're on the 35. So Nick Foles getting the call. Michael Vick with the hamstring injury last week against the Giants, and it appeared that it was going to be Foles all the way, but nothing official.
Well, I think they just didn't want everybody to know whether or not Vick was playing or not. We got the impression that it was going to be Nick Foles. He's been very efficient today. He's 15 of 21. He had the rushing touchdown, had the nice throw to Deshaun Jackson for the touchdown. I think he's been very efficient today, Dick. I think they're getting out of him exactly what they expected.
And Glennon is been equal to the task as well for the Bucks. First down at the 35. And Foles gets rid of it, but it's incomplete. Almost sacked by Gerald McCoy.
Gerald McCoy, Adrian Claiborne, both beating one-on-one blocks there. You know, those two guys have been the force up front for this Buccaneers defensive line. You see Adrian here, Gerald here. See a little stunt game. Peters doesn't come with it. It's why Claiborne got a free run to the quarterback.
Second down and 10, overthrowing the running back Bryce Brown over his head, and coverage from the safety Mark Barron. So 15 seconds remain. It'll be third down and 10 here in this first half, and boy, he has really been under tremendous pressure today. Maybe only one sack, but look at the rest of those numbers, especially the hurries.
The hurries are the big ones. You see the knockdowns. He's taken a little bit of a beating so far in this game. Bucs defense, I think, is doing a good job in the secondary covering up his initial throws.
They swing it out to Deshaun Jackson. And there'll be 9 seconds or 8 seconds now left on the clock. Pushed out of bounds by Goldson. Philadelphia Eagles looking to win and get even at 3-3 on the year. And if the Redskins beat the Cowboys, that 3-3 record would be good enough for first place in the NFC East. Giants losing Thursday to the Chicago Bears. So it's fourth down, and Eric Page is back deep. Jones. Well, the Buccaneers look like they were looking for the block. The kick will go out of bounds with time having run out here in the first half. So the late touchdown, Lennon to Vincent Jackson from the 1, has given the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a 17-14 lead at halftime in the battle between Nick Foles, starting in place of the injured Michael Vick, who is active today, and Mike Glennon. Stay tuned for the Visa halftime report coming up after these messages.
Got something to prove. Got nothing to lose. Don't know what the future holds, but there ain't no excuse, 'cause it's now.
And welcome back to Tampa, getting ready for the start of the third quarter. The Buccaneers lead the Eagles 17-14, and I think that the Tampa Bay club having a rough couple of weeks. The Josh Freeman situation now with the Vikings and all of the health problems there, and a lot of questions. They have to be kind of buoyed by what's happened in the first half against the Eagles in this game.
I think they got to be excited with what's happened so far. Mike Glennon has done a good job. Doug Martin's been able to find some creases, and really, Dick, this defense has played as well as advertised. They've been able to get after the quarterback. They've been able to stop the run for the most part. It's given them a chance to be in this game.
And when you look at the fact that the Buccaneers haven't been able to score and the Eagles defense has not been that good, you would have to give the edge to Tampa Bay for getting as many as 17 points in the half.
One of the things that teams have done to Tampa all year is adjust with them in the second half. And one of the things that Chip Kelly mentioned to us yesterday is we're going to take whatever the team we're playing gives us. So look for some adjustments from both sides. Right now, though, it's a great game. This is better than advertised, I'll tell you that.
And, of course, adjustments are always big, and we'll try to keep up with that as we take a look at the first half numbers. The Eagles, as you would expect, dominate the statistical part, although time of possession favors Tampa Bay. And in every game the Eagles have lost, they have lost the time of possession. I know that Chip Kelly doesn't put much stock in that. They've won when they've had the edge in their two games, and they have lost for those 3. Well, follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. And the Bucs will get the ball first here in the third quarter. Alex Henry will be kicking off, and Jeff Demps is back deep. Back and forth game. Bucs right now have the lead, and they'll get the ball, and they'll start out at the 20 as we check in with Chris Budden.
Well, Chip Kelly said the issue for their offense has been the sacks on Nick Foles, that they really need to get the ball out quicker. As for Greg Schiano, he's very pleased with the execution on offense, says that Mike Glennon's a lot more mobile than people give him credit for. And his message to the team at half, Rondé, I'm sure you've heard this a time or two, leave it all out there.
And so far they have, Chris, and Greg Schiano, whose team looking for its first win of the year. And Mike Glennon, 12 of 18 for 107 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. And Glennon's pass, wide open, Tim Wright. And Tim Wright, no one near him. And the tight end gets 36 yards, and the Buccaneers on their first play get into Eagle territory.
Everybody wanting to know who this guy is right now. Mike Glennon sees a 3-deep zone back there, so there's a single safety. As soon as Tim Wright gets past that underneath the fence, he delivers a good ball. Great run after the catch in a field-changing play right off the back for Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
4 catches for 53 yards for Wright. First down on the 44 of the Eagles. Doug Martin inside the 40. Good gain on first round. Getting about 7 yards. Well, after the first quarter, the Buccaneers in the first 4 games have scored 20 all season. Today they have 14. And remember, they only have 10 points in the second half all season as well. So they may be busting out of those bad point doldrums.
Offense definitely looks way more efficient, more balance in the pass and run game today.
Second down and 4 from the 38. And Glennon's pass is intercepted. Picked off by Bradley Fletcher. So one of the aspects we talk about is, can Glennon avoid the mistakes today? That's the first turnover by Tampa Bay. 5-yard return. Eagles ball when we come back.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The Eagles will have the ball for the first time in the second half. Bradley Fletcher, who played at the top of his game against the Giants last week with his first interception of the year. And a first down at the 34. Foles 16 of 24, 151 yards, and a TD pass completes this pass to Jason Avant. And he gets up to the 41.
Look back at this interception. I got to put this 100% on Tyquan Underwood. You see him lined up against Bradley Fletcher here. He runs his route. You see, but he stops. He pulls off. The safety's coming through. He stops his route. Mike Glennon was throwing that on time. Definitely the receiver's fault there.
McCoy, not much as the other McCoy makes the stop. And a gain of 1 on the play. Jason Peters, the left tackle, is shaken up. Remember, 2 weeks ago, the Buccaneers led the Cardinals at halftime, committed 3 second-half turnovers, and they went down to another one of their close defeats. They turned it over once in trying to prevent the Eagles from capitalizing on. Alan Barbray, former Seahawk, will replace Peters at left tackle, and he's just getting up now. We'll be back. Alan Barbray replaces the injured Jason Peters, and up until now, basically that offensive line has been intact all season.
Yeah, Jason Peters is a huge part of this Eagles offensive line. Injury didn't look to be too serious. He walked off under his own power.
Third down and 2. And here is McCoy, and he'll get the first down.
Here's Jason Peters getting hurt here. He sees the second guy from the inner line of scrimmage right here. He's engaged with the DN, Daniel Tanasim. And as he comes off on Levante David, he just goes to the ground. He got up holding his shoulder. It could be an upper arm injury. We'll see later on if he's able to return.
First down on the Eagle 46. And the pass is caught by Jason Avant, guarded by the linebacker Foster, and gets 7 yards. It'll be interesting to see whether the Eagles, as you see Peters heading for the locker room, whether the Eagles can capitalize on this turnover, or whether the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can hold, which would really speak volumes as to what we may see as the game goes on.
Yeah, this defense has been pretty solid. Had some turnovers, but have been able to stand up so far this game.
Second and 3, looking to throw again and looking to throw deep downfield. And Riley Cooper is there, making the touchdown, beating Jonathan Banks. 47-yard pass. And Cooper, who's from Clearwater, Florida, and attended University of Florida with a touchdown grab.
We haven't seen much single high from these Bucks. When you do, you know you're in some kind of man or three deep. Riley Cooper, little push off there on Jonathan Banks, but essentially, Dick, he just ran right by him. Nick Foles, plenty of time in the pocket then, delivered a good ball down the sideline. Big play off that turnover to score for these Philadelphia Eagles.
And the second touchdown catch of the year for Cooper, so the Eagles are up. And Alex Henry with the extra point, and now it's Philadelphia by 4, 21-17. 47 yards to Cooper.
This game is sponsored by Ford. Only Ford gives you EcoBoost fuel economy and a whole lot more.
So Bradley Fletcher with the interception, and then the 47-yard touchdown pass from Nick Foles to Riley Cooper. Longest touchdown pass of Foles' career, and it's 21-17. So they have the injury to Jason Peters, the left tackle, and they still need the protection to go deep, and it works anyway. Peters, by the way, having his shoulder x-rayed in the locker room. Jeff Demps is back deep for the Buccaneers, and I think thought about running it out, but it went by him. Here's the score again.
See the Bucks line up here. Both safeties are down in the box, so when Nick Foles drops back the pass here, you just get go routes on the outside. There's no help from the safeties. Jonathan Banks just gets run by here. Riley Cooper, I said earlier, had a little push off. It's negligible. Good throw, good catch. And Riley Cooper, who was talked about not getting a lot of targets today, has 3 catches so far for 76 yards. He's been a big factor today for Nick Foles in this passing game.
So the Eagles have 7 off of a turnover, and the Buccaneers have 3, starting from the 20-yard line. Play action for Glennon, and he completes it to Jackson. Vincent Jackson, who has caught 2 touchdown passes today, has a first down to the 36, getting 16.
Vincent Jackson, who was one of our impact players today. Him and Doug Martin have to have big games for this rookie quarterback, and Vincent Jackson with the 2 touchdowns today. He's been available for Mike all day. He's done a good job for this rookie quarterback.
Sure has, and Martin has 2. Jackson with 2 touchdowns, and a good running game for Martin. First down.
Doug's back up to averaging 6 yards a carry today.
Here's Martin, trapped, and he's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage thanks to Michael Kendricks. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Buccaneers. Talk about the Eagles defense. They have allowed 32 points a game. Good for 25th in the league, but their best defense was last week when they allowed only 21 to the Giants. You say only, it was the fewest that they have given up all season.
They had the 3 big turnovers in the second half last week. 3 interceptions off Eli Manning. They really turned that game around after Nick Foles came in for Vic.
2nd down and 10, and here's Jeff Demps. And losing the ball is Jeff Demps. Fumble, and recovered by the Buccaneers, and it was Demps who recovered his own fumble. That's the 2nd time that a Bucs running back fumbled and recovered his own. Earlier, Doug Martin did.
See the quick screen here, the flash screen as we used to call this. Demps out in the flat. Looks like he's hurt even before he took that hit. Couldn't tell if it was groin or his quad or...
He's come off the field. And Martin is the lone setback on 3rd down and 7. Pass caught, and a first down to the 49. Tyquan Underwood. And it looks like a groin injury. And a first down for the Bucs on the 49 as they tend to Demps on the sideline. Ball on the 49.
4 down, 59, Mike.
Doug Martin trying to go outside. Doug Martin putting a juke on, and a flag is down. Earl Wolf was defending him, and see if we have a holding call on the Bucks fullback Eric Loring.
Offense, number 41, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
So the 9-yard play is nullified by Loring's hold.
Bucks got in a big package there. Only had one receiver on the field. It's an obvious running down for him. See Eric Loring right here playing fullback. Just tries to seal this edge for him and grabs a little bit of cloth, takes him to the ground. Pretty easy call for that official to make.
So back to the 41 of the Bucks. First down and 20. Glennon short drop and goes underneath and completes the pass to the 47. Pass caught by Owusu. And for a game break, let's check in with Kurt Menefee.
Well, the Lions trying to do the comeback thing, down by 10 on the road at Cleveland. Matthew Stafford, little dump pass. Reggie Bush takes care of the rest. 18-yard score pulls them to within 3 in the third quarter. Dick and Rondé.
How about those Browns all of a sudden?
Browns, the Lions too. That offense with Reggie Bush, Calvin Johnson. It's fun to watch them.
Second down and 14. And here's Doug Martin. And Martin, or Mike James with the carry. And James getting to the 47, and a flag is down.
Holding. Offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty, still second down.
Veteran center Jeremy Zuta.
You know, one of the things that's really hampered this Bucks offense has been the play of their offensive line. You know, between false starts, we've seen 2 holdings here just on this drive. Those penalties have been killing this offense, not allowing them to get in the rhythm. I mean, you get a situation here, you got a second and, what is this, 24. There's not many plays that offensive coordinators can call to get positive yards when they get into a manageable third down.
Bucks were in Eagle territory. Now, as you said, second down and 24. They have 6 penalties for 57 yards, and this pass by Glennon off the mark intended for Tim Wright. So it's third and very long for Glennon, who has now completed 17 of 25, 180 yards. 2 TD passes to Vincent Jackson and 1 interception, and the Eagles capitalized on that for a TD.
Mike Glennon has got to take his time here as this game goes on. Saw him struggle at the end of the Arizona game. Rookies tend to push sometimes when they get in stressful situations. Got to take what is given, stay with his reads, do the smart thing, and don't beat yourself.
Third down going underneath, and not much. Doug Martin tackled by D'Amico Ryans, and it'll be fourth down, and I don't think that the Buccaneers minded just getting some yards and getting rid of the ball.
Yeah, get rid of the ball there. Let Michael Keenan, who was one of the better punters in the NFL, try to pin these Eagles down and win the field position battle that way. Take small victories. Like I said, you get in those third and long, super long situation, there's not many plays that you can call to get a first down.
Damaris Johnson is back deep, and Michael Keenan will be kicking. With 6:33 to go and running here in this third quarter. Johnson with the fair catch just shy of the 25. So Nick Foles making his first start of the year in his 7th career start, coming off throwing a big touchdown pass to Riley Cooper to give the Eagles the lead. Will lead the Birds back on the field when we come back. Here's the story with the 2 lanky quarterbacks. Nick Foles, who threw 2 touchdown passes against the Giants last week, has thrown 2 today. And there you see the numbers, and that 1 interception by Mike Glennon. Fletcher picked it off, and the Eagles got the TD pass, longest thrown by Foles in his career, 47 to Riley Cooper, giving the Eagles the lead again in the seesaw affair, and they have the ball again. And here's LaShawn McCoy trying to get away, couldn't, and Levante David wouldn't let go of that leg. 2-yard pickup.
Bucks continue to bring pressure on this offense. That was a pressure there. It's just slanting the line inside. You know, this Bucks defense has been first in the run the past 2 years. It's because they do so much movement up front.
2nd down and 8. And here is McCoy with a burst up the middle. And one of the Bucks missed the tackle, and he gets to the 48-yard line. It was Deshaun Golson, the free safety, who missed McCoy, and he gets 19 when all is said and done.
No movement there on the Bucks defensive line. A gaping hole, trying to make that tackle. Deshaun Golston, who is a striker for this in this secondary, just with a whiff on LeSean McCoy.
And McCoy gets the carry off left tackle and picks up a couple of yards on 1st down. Eagles keeping the ball on the ground. Gerald McCoy and Adrian Claiborne that time. So a franchise record for the first 6 games of the season. McCoy has established it right now with 596 yards, and he is a special back.
He is special in a lot of ways. Never seen a guy be able to make so many people miss.
Bryce Brown is in there now, and on the read option, pressure on Foles. Let's see if a receiver was in the neighborhood. It was Levante David coming in strong. This is the kind of Tampa Bay defensive pressure they had early in the game on Foles.
Well, this is the new Tampa Bay defense. All this pressure, looping. You see it. See the pressure up front with Daniel Tanashime and Akeem Nicks crashing down on that end of that line of scrimmage, freeing up a lane for Levante David to get to the quarterback and forcing that incomplete pass.
Boy, the linebackers have had superb games for Tampa Bay. 3rd down and 9. Foles flush from the pocket, flag is down, and the pass is caught and would be close to the 1st down, but a penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage. Zach Ertz made the catch.
Holding offense, number 79, 10-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
So the replay at Todd Harriman's the right guard, holding, nullifying what would have been close to 1st down yardage.
They taking this penalty, even though I think it was short of a 1st down there. Another way that you can win some field position, taking this penalty.
And maybe they thought that Chip Kelly was going to go for it if he just needed a yard. And so instead it's 3rd down and 19. And Foles swings it out to Zach Ertz, and he's tackled at the 41-yard line, and the Eagles will have to punt. And I always say that if they need 19 and they get it, then your defense wasn't good enough to begin with, right?
Yeah, Darrelle Revis on the ground here after making that tackle. He's back up now. Yeah, like I said, you get in these long situations on 3rd down. Defense drops back in the zone. Don't try to force the issue. Nick Foles did a good job there just getting rid of the ball to a playmaker, but short of the 1st down.
Well, Revis limping a little bit. We'll have to watch him. Donnie Jones kicking, and Eric Page will let it bounce. And it takes an Eagle bounce inside the 5 and will be down at about the 2. Well, you got to take a chance there, and sometimes that happens. And Colt Anderson was in perfect position. Good coverage there. And here's that play at the end, and the Bucks will have a lot of way to go for the rookie Glennon when he comes out. Well, the Bucks will start from the 1 for the
79,
rookie quarterback.
Sports eligible. 70.
And Jamon Meredith is eligible. Pretty good test here for him.
Yeah, big test. Big test for the Eagles defense, too. See if they can keep them down here. You keep a team in backed up situation, it usually equals points because they get possession of the ball on the plus side of the 50.
Doug Martin picking up a yard. So it's not like you expect the Buccaneers necessarily to get points on this, but the least they want to do is not give the Eagles great field position with that kind of an offense and have to kick and maybe give them just 50 yards.
Yeah, when you're backed up down here inside the 4-yard line, mathematically it makes for unequal punting depth. So they're going to be looking to get out of this situation.
2nd down and 9 from the end zone. Glennon's pass, and it's caught by Vincent Jackson, who'll get the 1st down. So that's a good first test when you start from the 1 for Glennon. D'Amico Ryans missed the tackle, and so Jackson ends up with 11 yards.
Vincent made a really nice move after this catch. You'll see him coming to your screen from over here. Mike Glennon sees him out. Vincent Jackson sticks his foot in the ground. D'Amico Ryans goes to one knee. Vincent's able to get the 1st down.
6 catches for 74 yards and 2 touchdowns for Jackson. Here he is, lines up to the right. 1st and 10 at the 14 now. Glennon gets some time, and Glennon is going deep downfield and thrown out of bounds, intended for Jackson with Bradley Fletcher covering him.
Bradley Fletcher was draped all over Vincent Jackson there. I think Mike Glennon saw that coverage and just floated that thing out of bounds. See Vincent Jackson with a double move there, trying to get on top, but Bradley Fletcher does a great job coming up or catching up with him. Ball was uncatchable anyways. Good play by that corner.
Kind of covered him in the way in which he had no chance of catching it inbounds. So
absolutely.
2nd down and 10. Here's Martin. And D'Amico Ryan's right there. So it'll be 3rd and long coming up for the Buccaneers. And a chance for the Eagles defense to do what they intended to do initially, and that is to get the ball back in good field position.
Watch this hit. D'Amico, Doug Martin. Good solid tackle by the veteran Ryans.
Now Brian Leonard checks in at running back. Tyquan Underwood split wide left. 3rd and 9. And the crossing pattern, and it's caught by Tim Wright. And it looks like he has a 1st down, and he does. Earl Wolf covering Wright and did a good job on the coverage, but Wright held on, and another 1st down for Tampa Bay.
I'm telling you, Dick, who is this kid, Tim Wright? He's right here on the line of scrimmage. Eagles are playing 2-man. See underneath defense by all these underneath players. Has a double, and he still makes this catch. Really solid throw by the rookie. Really great catch by his other rookie tight end, Tim Clark.
Wright and Jackson each with 6 catches to lead the Bucs. Now they're out to the 25. Play action. And Glennon going deep for Underwood and covered well by the strong safety Nate Allen. Game break time. Here's Kurt Menefee.
And this is the Cam Newton we remember. He's thrown for 3 touchdowns already and now runs one in from 7 yards. South Carolina all over the Vikings to start the 4th quarter. 28-3. Dick and Rondé.
Carolina getting back in it.
Sure are. Well, the Buccaneers already surpassed their total yards that they averaged for the year. Came in next to last in the league. Here is Doug Martin. And it looks like the Eagles have done a great job of closing against Martin's runs. And once again, it's D'Amico Ryans.
D'Amico Ryans is all over the place now from his inside linebacker position. That's 2 very good fast flow hits. See D'Amico come over the top, scrape by Jeremy Zuttah. Lay the wood there to Doug Martin. You can hear that all the way up here, Dick.
Time running out in the 3rd. Speaking about 3rd, it'll be 3rd down and 9. And Glennon has converted when it's been 3rd and long on this drive. See what he does here on the designed rollout. And his pass is going to be caught. And a 1st down at midfield to Jackson. Vincent Jackson has been his target. They started from the 1-yard line. They're at midfield with 2 seconds on the clock.
Vincent Jackson's back here. You see this is a sprint out. Mike Glennon out to the side. Watch Vincent Jackson stick his foot in the ground, get away from Bradley Fletcher. I'm telling you, Dick, this quarterback right now, when he's on the move, when he's in the pocket, he's making some really good throws.
Boy, clutch starting from the 1, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter. The Eagles 21, Bucs 17. Fox NFL Sunday will return after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. And welcome back to Tampa. As you look at the score by quarters, Dick Stockton, Rondé Barber, and Chris Budden. We begin the 4th quarter with the Eagles leading by 4, but a 1st down at midfield for the Buccaneers. Doug Martin. And he gets the 1st down. Doug Martin, who has averaged nearly 4.5 yards a carry, and a flag back down. And
holding offense, number 76, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Second holding penalty called against the center, Jeremy Zuta, and that'll nullify a 12-yard gain.
Yeah. See Jeremy Zuta here working on Sapagwa. And right, again, gets his hand on his back of his shoulder pad. Ref behind the ball easily sees that, throws the flag. Again, penalties, whether it's pre-snap or holding penalties. I think that's the third one today, killing this Bucs offense right now. 7th penalty against Tampa Bay. You know, they're really making it tough for their rookie quarterback Lennon, who had a 2nd and 9 at the 2 and got a first down, and a 3rd and 9 and connected for a first down, and then another 3rd and 9 and hit Jackson for 24, and really making him work. The first down and 20 back at the 40. They give it to Doug Martin, and Martin brings it up to midfield where Ryans is there. So a 9-yard gain. And when you look at a team that really has struggled offensively without today Mike Williams out with a hamstring pull, you're looking at the 2nd top receiver on this team. Yeah. They've done a terrific job thanks to the likes of Tim Wright in particular. Yeah, Tim Wright has shown up today for me. He's a rookie, again out of Rutgers. Vincent Jackson has been a huge asset for Mike Glennon. Chris Owasu, who's been inactive all year, has 3 catches as well today. 2nd down and 11. Glennon has time, and a tough catch made by Martin, and he gets 6 yards there. So the Buccaneers are in Eagle territory at the 45. The first down run there was huge, Dick. The 1st and 20 run by Martin to get that to 2nd and 10. Get a quick completion for 5 yards, makes this a 3rd manageable, whereas 2 plays ago, you got to be scratching your head if you're a Bucs player saying, here we are, another long situation, but Mike Glenn has done a good job to get them into a manageable 3rd down right now. Boy, he sure has, and he's had 3rd and long. This one is 3rd and 5, so a little better situation for him. Let's see what he does here in this pass, and it is caught at the 30-yard line by Tim Wright. Tim Wright, the tight end, who has played tremendous today, 16 yards, and a first down to the 29. How many times are we going to say this kid's name today? Tim Wright. I loved it. Mike Sullivan mentioned him to us in the production meeting yesterday. 7 catches, 91 yards on the day. He's right here over the slot, working against Kendricks. Beats him off the line of scrimmage. And the thing you got to like about him, he runs like a wide receiver, moves like a wide receiver, playing that tight end. It's been a very dynamic piece for the Bucs offense today. Mike James is in the game, and James on the handoff. And one defender misses him, and he gets wheeled around and gets to the 25-yard line, does James. So early here in the 4th quarter, remember the Tampa Bay Bucs started from their own 1-yard line while still in the 3rd quarter. They have used a lot of time on this drive, and it'll be 2nd down and 5. Trailing by 4. James stays in the game. Lennon's pass, and knocked away. And a flag goes down. Rock Carmichael defending Tyquan Underwood, and a penalty marker down as the ball went flying on the impact.
Pass interference, defense, number 21. Ball replaced at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
And an automatic first down. 16 yards on this play as the result of the penalty. Mike Glennon doesn't mind spreading the ball around here. Watch Tyquan Underwood give him a quick move. It's a back shoulder throw. He's going to try to throw it before he turns around. Rock Carmichael not looking back for the ball. Grabs Tyquan as it's going in for the catch. Really easy call there as well for this official.
And it's 1st and goal at the 9. Doug Martin checking back in. Doug Martin getting the call, and may or may not have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Nate Allen is right there. Buccaneers now trying to get it into the end zone for a touchdown. Initially, they just wanted to prevent the Eagles from getting good field position, but this has been an impressive drive so far.
Yeah, we talked about them just wanting to get out of that backed up situation. Vincent Jackson with a couple of huge catches. Tim Wright as well. And like you said, Dick, this has been as impressive a drive we've seen all day for the Bucs, maybe all year for these guys.
14th play of this drive right here. And here's the fade again, and no chance for Jackson that time. And Doug Martin, by the way, might have saved a sack with a terrific block on Fletcher Cox, who couldn't get to him. So it'll be 3rd down and goal from the 9-yard line.
The Bucs will be smart here.
This will just be their 8th red zone possession, by the way, fewest in the league.
Still plenty of time left in this game. I think quarterback Mike Glennon's got to be smart right here with what he tries to do. Not do too much. You got 3 points after coming on this long drive.
And here's Glennon. Pass up the middle. And by the way, Tim Wright bobbled it, almost had a chance at it. Earl Wolf was defending. And the pass is incomplete. So 4th down coming up, and you're absolutely right. They used up a lot of time, nearly 8 minutes, and we'll have a chance for 3.
There's Tim Wright right there working on Earl Wolf. Ball actually gets through to his chest. He's just not able to come down with it. Mike Glennon was going there all the way. You could tell the confidence that he has in his tight end right now. He's got 7 catches, probably another 2 or 3 targets.
Ryan Lindell for 27 yards to bring the Bucs to within 1. And he does. Eagles 21, Buccaneers 20. On a drive that started on the Bucs 1.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving. By Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL. And by Pizza Hut. Prep for game day by ordering online from Pizza Hut. Make it great.
Back here in Tampa, and a 16-play scoring drive. As you look at Mike Sullivan, how about 8 minutes, 7:57. Longest scoring drive of the year for the Buccaneers. And they come within 1 point now. Tamaris Johnson is back there. Well, one of the great recreational areas in the country. Game's pretty good, too. Well, Darrelle Revis is back in the game at cornerback for the Buccaneers. Let's take a look at the offensive play. Are you shocked a little bit that the Buccaneers running 5 more than the Eagles to this point?
I was wondering at that break who was leading in the play count. Right now, the Bucs leading 5 on that, but they're also leading by 12 minutes in time of possession, and we talked about that in the open.
Here's LaShawn McCoy, and he is dragged down by Levante David, having an all-star game and a loss of 1 yard on the play. And what do coaches tell us? Mistakes decide who wins games in a close contest in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, we get down to this game. It's going to be about which one of these 2 young quarterbacks does not make a mistake. We had that in our open as well, talking about Mike Glennon.
2nd down and 11. And here's the pass. It's caught by Riley Cooper. Cooper gets by a defender, gets a 1st down, and down the sideline he goes. And finally wrestled down at the 35. Buccaneers had him, and it was Jonathan Banks and Deshaun Goldson.
Oh, these type of plays kill you if you're a defensive coordinator. You love it if you're an offensive coordinator. Get the ball to a playmaker's hand. Riley Cooper has had his way so far today with Jonathan Banks. He breaks that tackle, runs away from the other defenders. A huge gain. Again, changing the field for these Philadelphia Eagles.
And a 44-yard gain. Cooper with a 47-yard touchdown catch. And that one 44 yards after the play. And here is Foles. And Foles is going deep. And in the end zone, caught, touchdown, Deshaun Jackson. Probably pointing up to his mother, Gail, who is here from Tarzana, California. 2nd touchdown catch of the game for Jackson. 36 yards.
Play action pass. This backfield, you see Deshaun Jackson coming from across the field, running through this zone. Looks like Deshaun Goldson has to pick him up on the cross. Mark Barron comes into your screen late. You know, you get those safeties on the backside of a defense when there's nobody over there. Sometimes you fall asleep, and DeSean Jackson runs right past everybody for a huge touchdown for the Eagles.
Henry with the extra point. And the Eagles now lead 28-20. Didn't take them long that time. 3 plays in 1:16 seconds and lead by 8 with 9:32 to go in the 4th.
Today's game is sponsored by Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram.
And here in Tampa, Nick Foles on the right now has thrown 3 touchdown passes, 2 of them to DeSean Jackson, who has 5 of those catches on the year. And the big play team, the Eagles, showing why right there, leading 28-20.
Nick Foles been really impressive. You look back at this touchdown. DeSean Jackson lined up here on the right side of the screen, but you see the Bucs over here. Jonathan Banks in the flat. They're in some kind of soft coverage back here with Mark Barron. Mark Barron is drawn by Selleck here in the flat. Allows DeSean Jackson to get behind the defense. Really poised throw. Knew that it would be there. We talked about teams making adjustments on the Bucs, and the Eagles obviously made one there, and a huge play for a touchdown for the Eagles. Critical time in the game.
And what about Riley Cooper? 120 yards. First 100-yard game for him. Meanwhile, the Buccaneers now down 28-20. Mike Glennon back to work, and Doug Martin tackled from behind by Fletcher Cox. What's going on in Baltimore? Well, Kurt Menefee has the update in our game break.
It's the Ravens answering the Packers. Jacoby Jones, first game since week 1. He's been out with a knee injury. Scores on 11 yards from Joe Flacco. It's now a 16-10 game. Dick and Rondé.
All right, Kurt, thank you very much. And Buccaneers down by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Still a 1-score game, and there is Lennon and Fletcher Cox. Talk about Levante David for the Bucs. What about Fletcher Cox and what he's done for the Eagles today, Rondé?
Yeah, he's been all over the place. He was on DeMar Dotson there. They ran the boot. He didn't buy it. Got right in Glennon's face, forced that play out of bounds, and setting up a 3rd and 9 here, 3rd and long situation. Bucs can ill afford to get off the field here with 8.5 minutes left in this game. They're going to have to get down the field, produce some points if they're going to stay in this thing. Philadelphia's offense seems to be coming alive, if you ask me.
Yeah,
right now.
There's no question, especially with the big play. So it is 3rd down and 9. Glennon in trouble. Down he goes back at the 5. Connor Barwin with the first sack of the game by the Philadelphia Eagles, and it couldn't come at a better time. And a loss of 11 on the play, back to the 5.
Connor Barwin's over here on the left side of the screen. You can't see him. Watch the game here. He'll go up. Connor Barwin comes underneath. Davin Joseph doesn't see him. Comes in untouched for the big sack on Mike Glennon.
And it's down to the 10, not the 5, but punting from the end zone will be Michael Kanan. And Damaris Johnson almost at midfield. Eagles looking for field position here. And Johnson gets to the 45. And Jonathan Casillas on the tackle. Sacked by Barwin. They made the first one of the day really count. Well, tonight it's game 2 of the American League Championship Series from Fenway Park. David Ortiz and the Red Sox try to avoid going down 2-0 against Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers. ALCS game 2 tonight following football, only on Fox. Max Scherzer will be on the mound for the Tigers. Clay Buchholz for the Red Sox. Jason Peters is back at left tackle, and he was back on that last scoring drive as LaShawn McCoy dives his way into Buck territory, picking up 7 yards.
It's time of the game. I think we're going to see a lot of LaShawn McCoy, averaging 5.5 yards a carry today. It's what they do on offense, as long as they hold on to the ball.
Do they slow the pace down now that they have a lead?
I think this is the time when they do. You see see a lot of this in college, getting the call from the sideline, trying to tempo this game down just a little bit.
Here's McCoy, and breaking out of the pack, and finds himself 2 yards shy of the first down thanks to Mark Barron. How about that? Where did he come from?
That was the most exciting 2-yard run I've seen all day.
Let's take a look at Eagle offensive leaders. Foles with a terrific game. Mistake-free for him. LaShawn McCoy, 89 yards, and Cooper, 120 yards, but Deshaun Jackson has caught 2 touchdown passes. 3rd down and 2. And here is McCoy, pushes the pile and gets the first down to the 43. And using the clock in the process, a steady dose of McCoy, who's now gained 93 yards on the day.
Watch the push on the right side of this line right here. It's just the read option play. Obviously, Foles is not going to keep it at this point. Peters, Harriman's pushing Bucks out of the way. Sets up that first down carry for LaShawn McCoy. And Dick, you can see them deliberately slowing this down. Most plays are snapped at about 27 seconds for them. They're already down to the 10-second mark on this play clock.
And this time it's McCoy off the right side. Head down, and he picks up terrific yardage on first down, getting 8 yards.
And he did the smart thing there, not running out of bounds, getting on the ground. Good teams do that. They don't give other teams, when they have a lead, the opportunity to stop the clock, and he made a smart decision getting down there.
McCoy now has 101 yards rushing. Bryce Brown has come in. You watch the play clock, which shows 15 seconds.
So let it play down, let it play down. Take as much of this clock. No reason to go fast at this point.
And Bryce Brown, he is knocked out of bounds, and that will stop the clock at 5:30. Mark Barron, 9-yard play, and an injured Buccaneer on the sideline. I wonder if that's Lavonte David. So an injury on the field. We're going to take a break right now. Come back to Tampa in just a moment. The Eagles become only the 3rd team in NFL history to have 400 or more total yards in their first 6 games of the season. Chargers and Patriots were the other 2. And an update on Lavonte David. He ran off the field on his own power, but has been replaced by Jonathan Casillas at weak side linebacker. 5:30 to go in the 4th. And Casillas goes out, and Adam Hayward will check in. LaShawn McCoy at running back, first down.
I don't know if you can see this, but Lance Johnson, the right tackle, lined up in an unbalanced over here. Here's your left tackle, Peters. Both tight ends at the top of the screen. They've done this the entire series so far.
And the Eagles look to the right to their coach for the play. And here is LaShawn McCoy. And Banks is there. He gets 2 yards as the clock runs under 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Still 1 possession game with the Eagles up by 8. And Lavonte David gets back into the game. So there's McCoy with his 3rd 100-yard effort of the season at 103. Second down and 8. And here's McCoy. And no secret to what the Eagles are running when they stop and look to the sideline for Chip Kelly's play, a 6-yard gain.
It's been very good management of this drive here by Nick Foles. Now take away his 22 of 31 passing, he's 296 yards. I mean, the poise that he's showing here, running this offense in the second half when he needs to be, is really impressive. You see those 2 tackles flip to the other side. The unbalance now is down here. Same formation they had the other way. You see the 2 tight ends, Selleck and Ertz down here. Certainly going to be a running play again for these Philadelphia Eagles as they try to run out this clock.
So they were an up-tempo offense, and now they're old school. And a timeout called as the play clock was running down.
Philadelphia.
And so the Eagles use their first timeout.
This will be a 30-second timeout
of the second half. Want to remind you that Fox tomorrow, it's everyone's new favorite drama. Sleepy Hollow has critics raving it's unlike anything else on television. When a mysterious child is found from another era, does he carry a deadly secret? See why everyone is hopelessly hooked on Sleepy Hollow. It's an all-new Sleepy Hollow tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central on Fox. What happened to the balance?
Yeah, no balance. Going straight old school now for the Philadelphia Eagles. 7 rushes, no passes. We're going to milk the clock. They're in field goal range at this point. And I think that would be enough to beat the Buccaneers today.
3rd down and 2. And here is McCoy, and McCoy trying to get over the line and doesn't. He appears to be short. David resisting McCoy's charge. And it appears to be 4th down play, and we may have a measurement, and we will. To determine whether the Eagles did get the first down, and that yellow line you see is unofficial. It's short of that. There's Michael Vick nursing the hamstring injury and active today as the 3rd quarterback. And Chip Kelly saying, you know what, we have 2 quarterbacks who can do the job. You see they're short by a couple of inches there. And anyone can do the job, and had confidence in Foles. And why rush Vick back when you have 2 games coming up against the Cowboys and the Giants, 2 other division games, if you're the Eagles?
You can already see the headlines in the Philly paper tomorrow. Quarterback controversy between Nick Foles and Michael Vick. You know, obviously they're running the same offense, but they run it differently.
And right now the Eagle team is around Kelly, and no indication that they would send their field goal team on. And there comes the field goal kicker on the side, so the Eagles will go for it on 4th down and inches here.
We'll see if they actually snap this ball, if they're just trying to draw them off sides. I can't see a scenario where this is smart unless they get the first down, Dick.
And a flag is down, and Foles is sacked. And let's see whether it is, and it is. It's an offsides penalty against the Buccaneers, and the Eagles will get a first down out of it. And that is why teams do line up in that situation.
This is just a discipline check for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they failed.
Offside defense. Nose guard is in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty is enough for a first down.
You got to be smarter than that if you're Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive lineman. You see it right here, right over the ball. Can't really get in there to see who it is. But Nick Foles is just trying to hard count you, use his cadence and his voice to see if he can get a cheap first down. He had no intentions of going for that. Why would you? Field goal is enough. The Bucs fall prey to Nick Foles, his hard count, give them a first down. They got another 3 minutes to run out here to win this football game.
It's going to be really frustrating for Greg Schiano. And for the Eagles, they have the first down on the 11-yard line. And here is LaShawn McCoy, no gain. Levante David on the stop, and the Buccaneers
Tampa Bay
will call a timeout. That's their first. Stops the clock with 2:50, but the damage may have been done.
You know, only thing that happens now, obviously, we won't see Nick Foles attempt to throw this ball into the end zone, but the Bucs are going to lose about a minute if they take all their three timeouts. They lose about a minute in time, and they're still going to be down by 11, assuming that they make the field goal.
Well, coming up next on Fox, it's America's Game of the Week as Drew Brees and the Saints take on Tom Brady and the Patriots, or Larry Fitzgerald and the Cardinals head to San Francisco to battle Colin Kaepernick and the 49ers. Our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader continues next right here on Fox. So following the timeout by Tampa Bay, the Eagles have a 2nd and 10 on the 11-yard line. Here's McCoy. The clock continues to run. He did not seemingly get out of bounds. I saw the official wind the clock. And a timeout was called by Tampa Bay, their second. But you have to admire the efficiency of this Eagle team when they stayed steady amidst a seesaw game against a team that had trouble scoring. They made the plays when they had to make, and Foles with the long touchdown passes, the 47-yard one to Cooper, and then the 36-yard touchdown pass to Jackson.
Yeah, he's been so good today, Dick. See the run for a touchdown earlier in the game. He delivered the ball on time to Deshaun Jackson on both of his touchdowns. He had the long throw to Riley Cooper when he beat Jonathan Banks. He's done everything that you could ask for this offense. It doesn't look like the offense that Mike Vick ran, but it is the same offense, and he was efficient, throwing for almost 300 yards today.
Well, they're not afraid to run. They're not afraid of the read option, even with Foles in there. And here is McCoy going left, and McCoy driving down to the 5-yard line. Adam Hayward. And a missed tackle there didn't help the cause, and an 8-yard gain. And a timeout called, a final one for the Buccaneers. They're third and last with 2:38 on the clock. And again, you want to look at the passer ratings. You want to look at what he did. No mistakes by Foles. There was a turnover on a fumble. But Foles himself, under deep pressure early on by the Buccaneers, withstood it all. And right now they have that 8-point lead.
Safe to say that I think he likes playing in Tampa. 6 starts, or now 7 starts in his career. Only 2 wins, or only 1 win. This game's not over yet, but the other one was here in Tampa. And he's seemingly set his team up to get its second win, or his second win down here in Tampa as well. Move this team to 3-3 in the NFC East and on top of the standings.
Alex Henry with a 24-yard field goal attempt, and the kick is good. And the Eagles now leading 31-20 with 2:34 remaining. The Buccaneers have no timeouts remaining, and the Eagles, for all intents and purposes, have gotten to the 500 mark, barring a miracle here.
Well, you never want to take teams out of it. I played in the game against Peyton Manning on Monday night once. We had him down 21 points, and he scored 3 touchdowns in 5 minutes. So I can't count him out. It looks daunting if you're a Bucs fan or Bucs player standing on that sideline down by 11 with 2:30 left and no timeouts. But they're going to have to get a quick score. They're going to have to win in situational football at the end.
So the Cowboys next week and the Giants the week after, and the other 3 games to follow. And keep in mind that the 2 Eagle wins coming into this game were both division victories. And this will be a conference win. And the way it looks in the NFC East, that the wild card doesn't seem to be on the horizon. The division winner would be the team to make the playoffs. And with a 2-0 division record, that's good for the Eagles. And if the Cowboys lose to the Redskins, the Eagles at 3-3 will be in the lead in the division.
Yeah, some big games in the East coming up. Obviously, the Redskin-Cowboys game today. And then next week when these Philadelphia Eagles play the Dallas Cowboys, some early season drama in the NFC East. You're going to have to love it.
Eric Page will run this one out. And he gets to the 25-yard line. What really hurts the Bucs' chances is the fact they have no timeouts remaining. Jake Knott made the tackle. Well, coming up next, it's the Pepsi game break right here on Fox. And there is Glennon urging his team on, and played very well in his second NFL start.
Yeah, and he's had a great game in his own right. 23 of 36 today, Dick. 254 yards and those 2 touchdowns have really kept his team in. He said he was going to have to pass the ball to stay in it today, and he's done just that.
Pass to Jackson. Gets about 7 yards. Nate Allen on the tackle. The only stoppage of the clock will be the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 3.
Bucs will look to work the sideline here.
Nearly intercepted by Brandon Boykin, who this year has 2 interceptions and a forced fumble. Owusu, the intended receiver.
Working down there in the slot. They're just playing zone coverage here. Owusu runs the comeback. He sees it. Boykin reads it out. Running to the flat. Should have been an interception to end this football game, but he dropped it. Gives the Bucs another chance to keep this drive going.
3rd down and 3 from the 32. Those are Glennon's numbers. And Glennon getting the pass rush, and it's tipped. And the deflection by Vinny Curry. And down to the 2-minute warning here in Tampa. And the Philadelphia Eagles withstanding a challenge by the Buccaneers and their rookie quarterback Mike Glennon, Sean McCoy, Sean Jackson, Riley Cooper, and especially Nick Foles leading by 11. We want to remind you, coming up next, it's the Pepsi game break. So 2 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. 4th down and 3 for the Buccaneers. Mike Glennon going underneath, and close to the 1st down is Brian Leonard. D'Amico Ryans making the tackle, and it is a 1st down for the Buccaneers. They cannot stop the clock, but there is an injured player, and it's Jeremy Zuttah, the Buccaneers center.
Bucs have no timeouts here.
Not much they can do, and down by 2 scores, and been a seesaw game. Eagles leading 7-0, then trailing 10-7, up 14-10, trailing 17-14, and then after Foles hit Cooper to give them a 21-17 lead, the Eagles never trailed the rest of the way. The Bucs had a field goal, and then a touchdown and a field goal, and the 11-point margin.
It's been a tough day for Jeremy Zuttah. He's had a couple of penalties. See him right here in the middle. As he comes to help Ted Larson, he falls over. I guess he got kicked on the way over. He's down, holding his right leg, but not sure what the issue is. If he goes out, Ted Larson will move over to center.
And Jamon Meredith.
Jamon Meredith will come in and play left guard.
And he has been in a lot today as the extra offensive lineman. We'll have a 10-second runoff as well because of this
because they
injury.
don't have no timeouts. Would normally be charged with a timeout if they had an injury with inside of 2 minutes, but without them, you do get the 10-second runoff here.
So 1:36 will be on the clock. Tampa Bay Buccaneers headed for their 5th straight loss of the season. But I think they've got some things to look forward to in rookie Mike Glennon, who has played well for the 2nd straight game, even though the Buccaneers lost to Arizona 2 weeks ago and may go down here. Glennon's pass, and it's caught by Jackson, short of the 1st down by 2 yards. Boykin all over it, and they hurry it up. That's a 9-yard gain. Jackson, 9 catches today for 114 yards, 2 touchdowns.
He's been big for his rookie quarterback. It's just not going to be enough today. It's got to give a lot of credit to this Philadelphia Eagle offense. Nick Foles especially, finding a way to get it done, securing some huge plays when they needed it in this game. The Riley Cooper touchdown, the Sean Jackson touchdown. It's been a good day if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Trent Cole getting a piece of that one, knocking it down. We talked to Trent Cole as we see again that last play. It's amazing. You talk about hurries and all of those things. He says, I want the stat of a sack. He doesn't have any yet, but let's face it, they want sacks.
He would love one now. End of the game.
Helps your payday, doesn't it? And Glennon walks right into Benny Logan, the rookie from LSU, loses 6 yards, under a minute to go.
It wasn't Trent, but it was Benny Logan that got in there for the sack on Mike Glennon. Now you got to love this opportunity at the end of games. If you're D lineman, you get to put your hand in the ground. You know they're passing. Just put your ears back and tee off.
All right, here's Glennon getting rushed again. And teeing off would be an understatement. Benny Logan again taking off with 35 seconds remaining. And the Eagles will take over on downs. That was a 4th down play. When we're finished, we'll have bonus coverage of this exciting finish in Baltimore as the Packers lead the Ravens 19-17 with less than 2 minutes to play in their game. So Nick Foles against the Bucs. Like to play him maybe 3 times a year.
I'm sure he would love to come down here every week. Gets his second start in Tampa, 2 wins. Getting the shotgun here to avoid Greg Schiano's play at the end. But I will say, when you're not within 7-8 points of this game, he's not going to run it anyways.
All right, so that's going to be it. Final score, Eagles 31, the Buccaneers 20. Final score here. So right now, let's go to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles for the Pepsi Game Break.